Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this afternoon workshop on talking about foreclosure, being behind on mortgage payments. What does that mean, and what kind of action plan can you create? My name is Olga St Pierre. I am a certified real estate specialist with Keller Williams Real Estate. Just a little bit about our team. We have been helping clients move across the United States and Canada for the last 15 years. And our team mission is to help you and everyone else make their dream of owning a home come true, and then support you as you are being a sustainable and responsible homeowner. And that also means being there alongside you through your life journey and through the changes that can take place. We do offer a complete move solution from start to finish to make your move as easy as possible. And as part of our services to you as you live your life and enjoy everything is our concierge service, which includes a list of contractors, senior services, staging inspectors. Think of us as your virtual yellow pages from A to Z. So anyone that you can think of, most likely we have on our spreadsheet. So please don't hesitate, reach out to us. Let us know how we can help you to make your life easier and to make things a little bit less complicated. And of course, that service is absolutely free of charge to you. So our focus of the workshop today is talking about foreclosure. What are some of the terms that you need to know and get familiar with? General overview process of the foreclosure timelines in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Some of your options, things for you to be aware of, and what would I recommend to do next if you ended up in this situation. And a couple of pieces of things that I just want to share also is that every state has a different process for the foreclosure process. And it's interesting that we're talking about this today. I actually got a call this morning from a client of mine who told me that they co-signed a loan with their child, and they just found out today that that mortgage is in foreclosure. And they wanted to know what do they need to do and how it's going to affect them. And here is the kind of the information that they may not have been aware of when they co-signed that loan is the fact that they co-signed that loan. They're just as responsible for that mortgage as their son is. So fully responsible. And they are panicking today because they're trying to understand what this means and how it's going to affect their credit. And what do they have to do? So this is something that I'm going through with actually clients of ours as we speak about this in this workshop. So a couple of things that I want to run through so that way you understand what the terminology is, because it's definitely different when you're dealing with the legal process and real estate. Foreclosure in its own is a situation where the homeowner is unable to make mortgage payments as required, which he signed for at the time of the purchasing of the home. And that is the process that allows the lender to seize the property and evict occupants if they go through the full legal process. Right? Act 91 is a notice to take action to save your home from foreclosure, and it's sent as an FYI before lender actually files. And typically that happens at least when you're 60 days behind, so 2 monthly payments. Short sale is an opportunity and the ability to sell your home for less than what you owe on your mortgage. It's always is more desirable. There are options that if you are forced to do something like that, it's always better than to go through the foreclosure. So this is what we coach and advise our clients to explore those options before going through the foreclosure as kind of the last resort. And the second option is called deed in lieu of foreclosure, where you voluntarily transfer the property ownership to the bank and ask them to not go forward with the foreclosure process. So just a couple of terminologies. Here is a general foreclosure process guidelines. And remember, those are also going to vary depending on your home, where you live, what county, who is your note holder, and who is the processor and servicer of your actual mortgage. So all of those things do play into the process, into how long everything takes. What I noticed is that if you're dealing with a smaller local bank, foreclosure process can be faster because they're smaller. They don't have a lot of business and a lot of things on their plate. When you're working with a lender that has thousands of homes, this process can take longer and sometimes it can take years. So as a general rule of thumb, I just thought I would break it down for you just to give you an idea, is when it's days 1 through 60 is where your first through third mortgages are being late on. And on the day 63, the lender is going to start legal action against you, and they file those acts and notices to intend to foreclose. Okay, day 96 is some of those notices expire if the borrower fails to communicate with the lender, and lender is going to contact and retain a foreclosure attorney, where after a few days later, a foreclosure attorney is going to file paperwork with the county, and the borrower is notified that the foreclosure process is officially up and running. Here's where a lot of people start panicking, and they get inundated with information where it becomes an extremely anxious situation, because the foreclosure process is now a public information. A lot of people think it's their personal business. And you know what? Overall, the mortgage information is public information, and then the foreclosure process becomes public information, which means that you can expect a flood of mail, phone calls, and visits from people, anyone from A to Z, who is going to promise you the sky and the moon, is going to help you only if you pay them so much money, only if you do this or do that, and they will help you and make all of this go away. So unfortunately, majority of those are scams. And I'll share with you some of the suggestions that I have to truly retain good advice going forward if you do end up in this kind of situation where you need to explore options. On day 172, sheriff's office schedules a sheriff sale. Day 200, the notice of sheriff sale is sent to the borrower. And then you get a notice of that sheriff sale posted on your door. The sheriff's department will go out and put that notice. It's a notice of public sale. Day 230, sheriff's sale takes place. If the third party does not purchase the home, then the deed goes back to the lender and the bank becomes the owner, and they're going to reach out to you, because that's when they're going to start an eviction process, because if you're still in the home. And then roughly days 263, 325, so about a year after, roughly, when this unfortunate process starts, is there's eviction process with the move out date notice, actual removal, and the move out. So just use this very cautiously, because it is not a rule of thumb. That is not how the process works for everyone, but at least it gives you an idea of a general structure of what happens in certain time frames and points in the general timeline. So the absolute worst thing for you to do, and this is what I see many people do, is they do nothing. They think that if they throw away the letter, if they don't pick up the phone, if they delete a voicemail from the bank, if you're going to ignore that, all that does, it's only going to make matters worse. Your concerns and issues are not going to magically disappear or go away. And what I can tell you that in majority of cases, most of the time, lenders absolutely do want to work with you, because they understand that things happen. You lose your job, you become sick, or something else happened. As long as you communicate with them and let them know that you are in distress, they're always willing to come up with some kind of solution. And most lenders will offer you quite a different array of options. So please don't do nothing, seek advice, talk to your lender. So this is just a general rule of thumb. So let's dive in and talk about some of the details and what we can do. So if somebody was to call me and say today and say, Olga, I am in distress, I lost my job, I can't make mortgage payments, what do I do? This is what some of the options that I would discuss with them. So number one, stay ahead and be proactive. If you foresee the fact that you're going to be potentially losing your job, or maybe you're going to be furloughed, or maybe your hours are going to be cut, and even if you don't foresee issues, notify your lender right away and ask them to put a note on your account that we spoke, I called, I notified my lender, I'm trying to be proactive, I'm not sure how this change is going to affect my payment capabilities, but it may. And when you are speaking with the lender, because every lender is different, ask them about what options do they offer. Ask them to just say, if I have to potentially not able to make a payment, can I be put on a payment plan? Is there a way for me to maybe not make payments for a few months and then be able to catch up? Ask them, because every lender is going to have different options. Okay, and make sure that you tell your lender you definitely want to work with them and you just need their help, and they are happy to explain it to you. Even if you go on the lender's website, I can tell you every time I go and visit different lenders' website, I always see really big boxes where it's attracting attention that says, are you in distress? Are you behind? We can help. Reach out to us to discuss options because they want to work with you. They want to help you. Okay. Is it possible to potentially do mortgage modification where they can reduce your principal? They can lower your monthly payments. Maybe they can change interest rate, do something for a small period of time. Is it possible potentially an option to refinance your loan? It could be to lower the rate. It could be to lower number of years. It could be something. Is that an option? Forbearance, where you can defer some payments for a number of months for a period of time, or maybe go on some kind of payment plans, right? So that's one set of options. Two, if staying in your home is not an option, there are other options that we can talk about. Number one, option to sell your home, and then you can try and buy another one or maybe rent. If you decide that you definitely want to buy something else, maybe it's a smaller home, which means that you're going to have a less of a monthly payment for you not to worry as much as with the payment that you have right now. If you do not have that ability or an option, then you may want to just rent an apartment or maybe rent a house. And again, that is also going to offer you an opportunity to have a lesser monthly payment. If you look at it as a bigger picture, the housing that you have, the roof over your head, is always going to be your biggest required, necessary payment and expense that you have every month. Always, the housing is going to be the biggest one. So if there's a way for you to reduce that, to make it a smaller amount, that is the goal to help you get through a difficult time in your life. Option two is to short sale your home if you have no equity, where we ask the bank for permission to accept less on the more outstanding mortgage than what is actually owed. So an example, if your outstanding mortgage balance is $100,000, just for easy math, you ask the bank, due to the circumstances, to accept $70,000 or $60,000 and consider that to be done and moving on. And the last option is a deed in lieu, which is where you just voluntarily transfer the ownership of the property to the mortgage company and just walk away to get a fresh start. So as you can see, there's quite a few options, and different options are going to be available to different people depending on quite a few circumstances and details. Next up is, let's talk about your financial situation. What is your current and future income? Do you anticipate things changing? Are they going to be changing for the worse? Do you anticipate things getting better? Maybe there's going to be a raise that is coming your way, or a bonus of some sort that you can use to help in your situation. Next, yes, we're going to talk about your budget and assess your current and future expenses. Could it be that you may need an opportunity to make changes in your spending habits to help you, cutting down on unnecessary expenses, reviewing your bills for the last few months? And this is where you're going to buckle down and you're going to jot some things. And these are the things that I'm going to ask you to jot down. The list of necessary expenses are very short. You need to be able to eat, you need to have a roof over your shoulders, you need a phone, you need utilities. Okay, that's it. Those are the major four things, kind of four categories. Everything else are the things that we like, that make us feel comfortable, that extra cup of coffee, that lunch, yet it is not necessary for survival. So those are two categories that I'm going to ask you to talk about. And then we're going to create a budget or a plan of action based on your current income and your necessary debt, which is your housing, your food, utilities, cell phone, things like that. If you think about it, when we talk about, on some of my other workshops, we talk about health. So you have your own personal health, we have our physical health, we have our emotional health. Yet in the realm of real estate and finances, we also talk about financial health, right? This is another type of health that I feel very strongly about. And when you get behind on payments, whether it's your mortgage, which is the biggest one that you have, or it's your credit cards, or cell phone bill, or utility bill, or something else, or car payment, it severely affects your credit score and your financial health. And financial health is everything when you're talking about just having a good financial life, having enjoying your life and living the life of your dreams, the things that you want to do. So think about those things. And right now you may say, you know what, I don't care. And yes, you should, because the things that you do today and the potential foreclosure that you may have is going to affect your financial health for the next 3 to 10 years, depending on the course of action that you take. 3 to 10 years, it's going to affect, which means that it's going to be like a bag of bricks that is attached to your back that is going to affect everything that you do in your life, from being able to get a cell phone, a car, being able to rent or not being able to rent. It's going to affect everything. It's going to make your life very stressful. So I encourage you not to bury your head in the sand. I encourage you not to say, you know what, I just don't care. I'm going to drop everything. Yeah, it's time to kind of buckle up and to sit down and to address the reality and say, you know what, I'm going to address it head on, and here's how I'm going to fix things. I'm going to create a plan of action, and I'm going to tackle it one item at a time, one item per day. Item number 4, is it an option for you to be able to get some extra income? There are lots of opportunities right now that you can do. Maybe you can do Uber and Lyft. Maybe you can do DoorDash and use some other food delivery companies, Amazon, tons of different options. Is that an option? Even if you do earn a couple of $100 a week, it's still better than nothing. And then option number 5, potentially, is there someone there that is able to lend you money to help you through the tough time now, and then when you get back on your feet, you're going to fully repay them that loan. Foreclosure scams are out there, and they are abound. You see them every day, and I can tell you with today's technology, they only get more and more complicated. So just a few things to keep in mind. As when I mentioned to you before, as soon as your foreclosure becomes public, because it becomes part of the court system, you're going to be very wary, and I'm asking you to be very vigilant about listening to advertising, because you're going to be zeroed in and focused on that, which means that you're going to be seeing more and more of these advertisements everywhere you go, whether it's radio, TV, or social media, or mail. You're going to get flyers that are going to be left at your door. There's going to be mail solicitations. People are going to be calling you. They're going to promise you the stars and the moon, and that everything is going to be okay. And they're going to make all of that go away in a matter of days, which is also not true. People are going to stop by your front door to help you for a fee, or they're going to offer to buy your home. So those are some of the vultures and investors that are going to try and take advantage of you. Yet there are some people who truly do want to help. Attorneys are going to send out information promising to help, easy way out, guarantees, and you just need to pay them $2,000 or $3,000 or more. There's going to be people who are going to advise you to stop paying your mortgage and not to talk to your mortgage company, because they say, listen, it's down the drain, so it doesn't matter. So please don't listen to any of those people. Don't sign any strange papers. Don't just take people's word for granted. None of those things are going to help you, I guarantee you. So what are we going to do? Please understand that there is help. There are people out there who truly do want to help you, and I have a list here for you. So number 1, the government does have a free service that is available that you can call and ask for suggestions, or you can go online for more information as well, makinghomeaffordable.gov. Whenever you see the ending is gov, that is a valid, true government website. Seek recommendations for reputable local resources. Realtors like myself who specialize in working with foreclosure and also helping out with resources. There are county resources. There are foreclosure attorneys that are also available. Again, they need to come from recommendations and not through the mail that just randomly ends up on your front door. And then meet for private consultations, set up time to talk to these people. And I do recommend that you speak to more than one person to make sure that you are getting the best advice and that you are getting the correct information as well. And that's why you should talk to more than just a few people to discuss what your options are. So here's where I suggest that you do next. I gave you some resources and some information. If you are in a situation where you may need help, I am more than happy to talk to you a little bit more and provide you with the resources and point you in the right direction. Remember, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a financial advisor or an accountant. However, because I do have over 15 years of experience in working with clients like you in this situation, I am more than happy to point you in the right direction and share information of attorneys that have helped other clients who are truly reputable, have great communication, and I know they will not take advantage of you. So my contact information is listed here. You're welcome to give me a call, send me a text message, send me an email, and just let me know what kind of information you're looking for, what is your situation, and what do you need help with. So we're definitely here for you. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. I wanted to thank you for joining me. I am glad that you're taking a step into researching what your rights are and what your situation is and how you can address it. Just please remember the resources are out there for you, as well as the army of people who truly do care and they want to help you as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to forward you a copy of this recording as well as the workbook that I shared, so don't worry. And we're here for you, so please reach out if we can help you anymore with your situation. Thank you. Bye-bye.